The behavior of you've shared this with your friends and now your friends don't like this person and they're like coming at you and you snap into this like defensive mode. Mm-hmm. You almost feel like you're judging me for having chosen this person.
Yeah. This podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Eat.
Raina just revealed to me she's been making her own calamari. That is so high level. With the kitchen sink app, I'm assuming.
Of course.
Calamari with the kitchen sink app, download it on the App Store. What are you saying?
I mean, I really like poached calamari, which a lot of people don't like. They like grilled or fried, obviously. But I like it just like dropped in salted lemon water, taken out.
Raw dog.
You drop it in for 60 seconds, it's cooked. And then you slice it into like the rings. I like tentacles too. And I mix it up with like sun-dried tomato oil and sun-dried tomatoes and some olives. And I just like eat it throughout the week. It's a nice snack in my fridge.
Okay, yeah. You are a calamari purist.
Love.
So you're not frying it at home.
No, I would sear it a little bit if I had to, but not for this recipe. And it's cheap. It's $10 a pound at Whole Foods.
Like right now?
This week.
The calamari.
This week at Whole Foods.
Guys, calamari's cheap right now. Gas expensive. Calamari
cheap. I've been doing that. I've been making like crab salad and shrimp salad. I've just been like cooking at home. Santa Monica Seafood Up, and then I go to Whole Foods.
Okay. Just making the rounds.
Poached shrimp, grilled shrimp.
That's so wholesome.
That's what I've been up to. Also, I have to tell you something that I did. Should we thank our partners?
Yeah, because I have a food thing too.
Okay. Thank you to Rocket Money. Reach your financial goals faster at rocketmoney.com/GGE and at Shopify. See how easy it is to start your own business at shopify.com/GGE.
And thank you to Revolve. Get 15% off your first order at revolve.com/GGE with code GGE. And The Testaments. Watch the new Hulu original series, The Testaments, premiering April 8th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Okay, well, we're going to get into it, but I just want to take a moment to remind you guys that we have a show here on May 7th in LA with the Netflix is a Joke Festival at the Palace Theater. It's a Thursday night. We are so excited. It is the only show we have together planned on the books. Who's to say? But this is your chance to see us do our iconic Girls Gotta Eat show here in LA. So such fun things planned. I have a call this week to lock in some stuff. I am so excited.
And if you guys have never been to a Girls Gotta Eat show, it is just the best night. Bring your girlfriends, bring your partner, bring your mom.
Bring your
Mostly
grandma.
bring your girlfriends and your grandma. But it's just the most positive, fun, uplifting, beautiful vibe in that room. I miss it so much.
I know.
And I'm loving my tour and it's really wonderful. But like I'm on stage and I'm like, man, I miss being on stage with you. I miss the energy of just the strippers and the cryo and the t-shirt guns and all of it. And I have loved every minute of it. But I told you the other day, it's really made me appreciate what we do more.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand. Like I love my solo career too, just like you do. But there's nothing more fun than what we do together. Cannot wait to shoot a t-shirt gun, right? You just said it. I'm just like, cannot wait to feel the rush.
You my yard if you want. You just miss it.
So get those tickets. We just cannot wait. Beautiful theater and make a night of it. And there's so many different shows that week. Obviously, just take a look at the lineup after you get tickets to our show. And we can't wait to see you guys. Again, it is really what we need right now. You know, the show is truly so fun, hilarious. You'll laugh till you cry. We keep everything really light and you just can forget about the outside world for 2 hours, 90 minutes. And we can't wait to see you guys there. So tickets are going to be at girlsgottaeat.com. Just go to our website, hit live shows, and the ticket link will be right there. Or if you're on the Netflix is a Joke website, we're there too. Just search Girls Gotta Eat, however you want to do it.
Yep.
Same
May 7th,
ticket link.
7 p.m., nice and early so that we can be in bed by 9:30.
Yeah. Let's go to dinner after.
You may?
Downtown?
Yeah.
Or well, friends there and stuff.
Yeah. You guys can be in bed by 9:30.
You and me? Who, you and me? I mean, and the other people, like we usually be doing it.
No, we can do it. I'm glad you brought this up. I'm going to circle back to this as well.
Oh, God.
So
okay.
May 7th, Palace Theater, 7 p.m., girlsgottaeat.com. We'll see you guys there. It will be so much fun. And I did something so brave yesterday.
What?
I mean, the bravest thing that a woman can do. So I got my nails painted and I did try a different color. And I've been like looking at the color you have, and it's like a really nice, it's like the bubble bunny.
No, this is OPI, Let's Be Friends, which I do a whole bit about.
that color is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I really like that. And I was like, I only do red or white. And I just wanted something in between. And so I got this nail color and it was like looking a little fleshy. And I was like, I don't like it. I want it to be like, yours is leaning like, it's not fleshy looking.
I know.
And so I texted my nail girl yesterday and I was like, can we change the color?
Come back. Oh, you left.
I left.
And you went back.
3 days went by. And I texted her and I was like, can I change the nail color? And she was like, if you can come right now, we can change it. And I was like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And she put a coat of white on top of it. And now I hate it.
Oh my God. Wait, you didn't take it off completely. She just went white on top.
She had to buff off the top layer. So like it did include some work. She had to buffer off the clear and put this on. And I hate it. It's
what
so
don't you
white.
Like? It's like white out nails.
I want your color.
I know.
I should have asked you what you did.
When I got the gold nails and then I had her come back to change them and I still was just like, I don't like them.
Yeah,
like that's the worst. Like when you have done a nail change and you still don't like it.
I feel like I like white in the summer, but now I keep looking at this. This looks like a highlighter.
White out.
White out. That's what white out. In the summer, it doesn't feel like this.
They still look nice. Nail regret is so real. We blew the lid off of that a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's real. Okay. So another thing about our friendship I want to talk to you about.
Okay. Oh God.
I put up this post on Instagram. And I had been in New York for like 2 weeks without you. You went on your honeymoon. You're obviously invited to everything I do always. You were on your honeymoon with your husband in Singapore.
Yeah.
And I hung out with a lot of our friends, took all these photos. And I put up this carousel of like photos and food. And it's people that people have seen on my Instagram a lot. It's Jeremy and Emily and our publicist Alana. And like, it's my very long time good friends and a lot of food. And I captioned it, food I like, people I love. People fucking cooked me in the comments for not including photos of you. People were like, is this the end of the podcast? Where's Ashley? Did you read the comments on that post?
Well, but I commented.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wrote which is one of my favorite. And okay.
If girls got to eat comments to you, it's Ashley, and I'm hilariously laughing at you.
I do okay a lot.
It's hilarious.
And I like using people's name. Like last week, someone
Me too.
had the audacity to say some shit about Shashank. I wrote, okay, Shirley. I just, something about using someone's name. You went to their profile, you looked at their name, and it's kind of saying your name is stupid.
One person one time commented on one of my reels about my tour and was like, oh, it was a man, how original when talking about sex. And I said like, thanks so much, Frank. I'll take this into account the next time I plan a 30-city tour.
Exactly. But I love an okay. Okay. But I wrote has like hundreds of likes. I didn't go deeper in the comments than that.
I got cooked. I got cooked in these comments. People will be like, I can't believe you posted without Ashley. That's bold to post without Ashley. Some girls are like, are you guys breaking up? I'm commenting back with people over my dead body. Are we breaking up? Somebody said, is this the soft launch of the podcast ending?
You guys, stop. This is crazy. And why aren't you saying that about my honeymoon pics? Where's Raina?
That's what I'm saying. Where's Raina? Ashley took a vacation without me. Was anybody asking? I was laughing. And also, I didn't caption it like, food I like, the only people I love. I just wrote people I love. People were like, what the fuck?
I think it was the caption, right? Yeah. That's why people got triggered up.
Probably. And then you left a comment, which was, it made me laugh so hard. Shashank got in there too.
So can I just tell you, I'm glad you brought this up. I have been learning the hard way about leaving comments that take off because it can be a real mixed bag. So as soon as the video came out about Taylor Frankie Paul, which we will have discussed last week on the snack at this point, I thought I had the hottest take. I had not heard this yet, and I still think I'm the one that came up with this. But I said Dakota sitting on that tape was like Steven from Tell Me Lies. So I was like, I'm commenting this the first chance I get. So the Chicks in the Office had posted something. This is where they canceled The Bachelorette, by the way, which was a bombshell that happened, 10 minutes later. But
the bombs kept going off.
Yeah, exactly. So I just write under the Chicks in the Office post about the video. I was just like, Dakota is Steven from Tell Me Lies sitting on that tape, something like that. And it went crazy. People mostly liked it. But then some people didn't, and they were like, this ain't it or something. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't care. This was funny, and the metaphor was fun. Not the situation is funny, but the metaphor. And then people like, well, he didn't release it. No. I'm like, it's just a joke. It's just a metaphor of like, he had this incriminating tape. It's just a comparison of this thing, whatever. People took it like so out of context. Most people really, really liked it, and it blew up as like thousands and thousands of likes.
Yeah.
And it was mostly positive, but you get inundated with the responses and you can't turn them off. Like I pop open my feed and I'm like, oh my, it's hundreds and hundreds of people commenting back. And I'm just like, whatever. I'm not triggered if people disagree with me or want to hate on me. I made a funny comment and most people liked it. And then yesterday, on Brian Kelly's The Points Guy post, I said something about ICE being paid and TSA workers not. And the first person that commented back to me was an insane, incoherent, idiotic string of word salad. It was nuts. It was like, didn't deserve a response. It was like a really unintelligent, uninformed person said a bunch of shit. But then everyone jumped down their neck and jumped down their throat, whatever. And I get inundated with that. Like, I don't know if it's worth it sometimes. Like, I think I have a thing I want to say and I don't know, like, is this worth it for me?
Well, that's why I stopped.
To be inundated.
I was like the number one troll, like in like page 6 comments and people. And I was just like, it's not, unless it's me like commenting on some random guy's videos about how sexy he is. And then like all of our listeners are like, yes, queen, we need to be in here. Like that makes me laugh. But other than that, I'm like, it's not necessarily worth it.
I guess, yeah, it's like if something is purely just funny, it's not controversial at all. But I really thought the tape thing, people would just get the joke, but they took it and some people did not like it.
It's so interesting to me because I mean, you are by far the first person I ever heard say that, but tons of people are saying that. I'm seeing all the comments.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we will have talked about this. I'm enjoying listening to everybody's opinions about this. I mean, everybody has a side and no one's totally wrong. And I'm enjoying listening to everybody's feedback about the situation.
Yeah. So at this point, we will have discussed it. So if you guys want to hear our full thoughts, that was last Thursday. We're not just like brushing it all aside with this one like comment I left. But last night I said to Shashank, I was like, I don't know if this is worth it. Like, I don't even know if you can. Once you start to become like a top comment, someone will find a reason someone will push back or insult you in some way. Like there was something that the Eagles posted that they fired one of their coaches and this kid had just gone viral for saying that coach needed to be fired. Mm-hmm. And I just wrote that kid on the news was right or something. That kid on the news called it. Uh-huh. And even some people had to be like, he's done. And I'm like, oh my God, it's just a joke.
I stopped doing it. It's just, we can't have nice things.
Sometimes
this is why we can't have nice things.
Yes,
okay?
Exactly.
To close the loop on what I said, I actually was not thinking about you leaving the comment at all. I don't care about one way or the other. People just like were like so stunned that I had this whole roundup of, it is weird. Like I can't imagine another scenario in the world where I'd have like an 18 photo roundup, except for you were on another continent and I was somewhere for 2 weeks. Other than that, you guys, I'll never do it again. I have another
public apology.
I have a Q1 roundup. Maybe I'll drop it today.
Okay. Ooh.
I have a Q1 roundup. You're in tons of them.
Okay,
all
great.
of them, some might say. I have stuff from our Miami trip and Tampa, and it's a Q1 roundup. So I'll drop it today.
But I have all this content that you're not into because it's like from Singapore. It's just like this is a time in our lives we are doing some separate stuff.
Well, people accept that you can do stuff with your husband without me, but I can't do stuff with our friends without you. And that's a double standard. And I don't appreciate it, okay? If she can take a trip with her husband that I'm not included in, then I can take a trip at the same time to try to enjoy my life while she's in Singapore.
Okay, go off, queen. I support it.
You know what else with comments? I'm really surprised. So I don't want to say who this was or which post it was because I don't want them to get dragged. But speaking of Taylor Frankie Paul, there is one of her more recent posts, kind of like a celebrity commented on it. She put like 2 hearts. And I think she was just trying to like show some support for this person that is probably having a really tough time. And some people, of course, will say she deserves it. And I'm not here to discuss either side of that fence. But people went so hard at this person. There was hundreds of comments below it. And I think she was just trying to show a little bit of support during a hard time. People dragged her so hard. And I was like, at what point are you allowed to just delete it? I don't think I have the stomach to like have 100+ people comment back at me.
Right.
I don't think I'm built for it.
You know what? There was something I did. I'm not even going to do it because people get all riled up again. That I posted and no one got that I was being like sarcastic. I can't remember what my comment was, but it was the AOC said the girls are fighting or something like that.
Was it him and Elon Musk?
Was it? Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
And I commented something and I was like being sarcastic, but people jumped down my throat again. I was like, nope, absolutely not. I don't know the reference. And I like deleted it. But it's interesting because when you have the power of all these people fighting in the comments, not with you, but under Brian Kelly's post, for example. So all these people have put so much time and energy into their comments, and they're all infighting under my comment. 100%. So I could just delete. I don't need this in my life. And all of their hard work. You know, like people take a lot of time to write thoughtful things back and rebuttals and all this stuff. And I'm able to just be like, no, thanks. Not under my comment.
But sometimes even my own posts, I see people like popping off back and forth and arguing. And like, I'm like, I do like the engagement, but I don't really want this on my page.
I've done it every once in a while.
Fighting.
Yeah, when stuff gets really toxic, get out of here. Mm-hmm. Not under my pictures.
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to have a good time. Post a carousel.
Can I have anything nice?
What did you have to say about food?
I don't understand what's been going on at your house. I mean, I know that Shashank is like doing kitchen sink app, and so you guys are just cooking. You're cooking. You're letting him cook. I actually get excited to look at his Instagram stories on Saturday and Sunday morning specifically because I'm like, what is he up to? Yeah. He made these sandwiches and he bought these like special sandwich boxes, and I was like, did you guys order food? I'm confused. I thought you were cooking, and he was like, no, I bought them. Special sandwich.
I mean, this is just not new for him. Like, he's so cutie about what he wants to do in the kitchen. Like, he has bought so many different gadgets. Like, he has a vision and he wants to execute it. So he wanted to make these Korean egg drop sandwiches.
So Korean egg sandwiches are unbelievable. You have this really thick, toasty bread that they sort of slice halfway down the middle, and they stuff it with like really like wet, kind of like not soupy eggs, but like soft scrambled eggs. It's so divine. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
That sandwich he made, he posted it. It's on the Kitchen Sink's Instagram, the way he executed via the app. So kitchensink.app on Instagram. You can go see a photo of it that I took. It was unbelievable. He had been talking about it all week. He was like, just wait till Saturday. I have this surprise. And it was like the best breakfast sandwich best sandwich I've ever had in my life. But yes, he wanted to have the execution be in like a little box. So he found these online.
Because they have to stand up. You have to like eat it from the top. You can't like eat it. Like you have to eat it like an ice cream cone kind of.
Right. Like you can't hit it from the back. Like I picked it up to look at the back and he was like, don't eat it from the back.
Slip out of the bottom.
Like, you eat it from the back.
Eat it from the top.
You eat this from the back. But so yes, like he has these ideas and it's really cute. I mean, that's why this app is so natural to what he has already been doing.
Okay, and then you guys this weekend made bagels with 4 different toppings. I was like, I want to be Ashley when I grow up. You're just hanging out.
I didn't see that coming. He ran off to the store. We didn't have any eggs.
The eggs didn't look that good.
He made a mistake with the scrambled on the thing. No, there was one, he made 4. I'll post on the screen if you guys are watching on YouTube or Spotify. Just one was kind of a miss and we both agreed. Because, I don't want a wet tomato with eggs.
So here's my problem with all open-faced sandwiches, bagel sandwiches. LA, it's like very prominent. It's not a New York thing. Everything in LA is served open-faced. It's wet. All of them are so wet. I can't like bite into the food. Everything just slides all over the place. They put olive oil all over the fucking bagels here. It makes me feel crazy. And there's so many bagel places that I love, but I have to be like, please don't put olive oil all over this bagel. It's already bad enough for me. I'm all set.
I know. Yeah, the tomato with the scrambled eggs was a miss. And he knows that. And
here's my tip.
Okay.
You put cream cheese down? Then
yeah, there's cream cheese on all of them.
Make that eggs omelet style.
Yeah, exactly. It should have been a fried egg.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't know that I want a wet tomato. And a good in-season tomato is juicy. And I don't know if these really go together. I don't want tomato in an omelet.
I do want it sometimes, but it is a wet vegetable.
Yeah, it's not. I don't need it.
Also, if you're going to do that, tomato has to be on the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
that's a good note.
I'm just like, wow, she's really I want to be here when I grow up.
You're going to hate this, but and I said I wasn't going to tell anybody this, but the bagels
just
were
a couple 100,000 people.
Whole Foods, everything bagels, so good.
Out of a bag, Ashley?
I don't.
Did you toast them?
A little
That's
bit.
why they were edible. Okay.
Raina, don't you do it because they were so soft.
Ugh. Listen, maybe you don't understand bagels the way I do.
I think they're putting more preservatives or something to keep them soft. No,
it's the extra preservatives for me.
I'm not saying that's a good thing. They're keeping them longer. They're still soft like today. Like if I go get a fresh bagel from anywhere, it is rock hard the next day.
Yeah, because it's a fresh bagel. That's why I would never buy a bagel from the grocery store. That's disgusting.
Well, it was delicious.
Maybe you were just tasting what your life is like. Maybe you were like, I have a man that woke up this morning and cooked me 4 different, a bagel sampler, if you will. Remember that time on my birthday you suggested to my boyfriend that he could go get us bagels and lox, and he was like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
I could have gone across the street from our apartment.
I know. I said, just set her up a little bagel bar.
You were like, you're broke and you can't afford anything. And here's a great idea. And he was like, I don't think I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is go to a restaurant with her for dinner. And I'm going to tell her I forgot my wallet when the check comes and she's going to have to pay for it.
That was tough. I was there for that. I showed up to crash the dinner like I do.
To bring my credit card. To bring your credit card. You're like, hi, Raina's real partner's here. So I'll pick up this dinner.
This is like an older story you guys have probably heard, but one of my favorite things was you did a birthday on a boat and there were fireworks on the river, wherever we were, on the Hudson or on the East River, whatever. And there were fireworks and people were coming up to me and being like, did you get fireworks for Raina? Not one person asked your boyfriend. Everyone was like, Ashley, oh my God, you got fireworks for Raina? I'm like, first of all, I'm so flattered that you think I could afford this, that you think I could coordinate with the FDNY to set off fireworks in the river.
I mean, it was hundreds of thousands of dollars for the fire. It was a giant fireworks show for all of New York City. And people were like, did Ashley do that?
Okay, so there's just one food thing. It's going to be a really cold take, but last night,
like you telling me you need 8 hours of sleep. You're like, Raina, it's crazy.
This is my new thing, just the coldest takes. This is like when I used to talk about old movies. I was like, have you guys seen The Bodyguard? It's so good. So last night we were eating this pasta. We get pasta every Saturday morning at our farmer's market, and we have pasta every Sunday night. This pasta place is just so incredible. It's called Anapasta LA. We get their pasta, their sauce. We've had all the combinations they make. This is like our weekly tradition. We get their Parmesan. Everything's like fresh. It's delicious. Unbelievable. They had a new sauce. They had an arrabbiata sauce.
Oh,
and
you said that good.
Thank you. That's what I really do now. And they were like, it's spicy as it is, but they didn't say like it's so spicy or they didn't give any sort of warning. They're like, it's spicy. It's arrabbiata. I'm like, all right, great. So we'll get it. We'll have it with the rigatoni. It was so spicy that I couldn't taste anything else. And I can handle a lot of spice. Like I'm not like, I'm on fire. Like, I don't think I'm Ariana Grande on hot ones, but I really can handle a lot of spice. My dad can. Like, I can handle it. And I like medium spice. I like food that's also not spicy too. But when you get to that level where it has overtaken your taste buds and you cannot taste the food, like, this isn't like my mouth is on fire, I have to drink milk. I'm fine. I'm sitting there, I'm fine. But like it would do to anyone else, my tongue has been compromised and my taste buds have been compromised. So I was like, people can't like this taste. Like, I was like, why do people like spice? So I looked it up. Do you know why?
Like, why do people just like that sensation of like capsaicin?
Like, I said to Shashank, I was like, I think people are just trying to feel something. Like, I was like, I think this is psychological.
So to me, it makes food like more dynamic. It's like, it's not just like salty or sweet or like savory. To me, it's like, it's just a dynamic flavor profile.
I think it covers up every other flavor in the profile. I think that when I was eating that sauce, I was like, is it even tomato?
Well, it needs to be done right.
I can't taste the pasta.
Also, acid and spice is really intense. Spicy tomato sauce.
But my point is, at a certain level, that's it. It is dominating the whole dish. Okay, so I looked it up. I had this feeling. I was like, I think it's psychological. I think people like spice for the wrong reasons.
You think they're trying to prove something?
Yes. Yeah, so I look it up.
I can see it.
Spicy food is primarily enjoyed for the rush of pleasure caused by endorphins and dopamine releasing in response to the perceived pain of heat. Beyond this, it acts as a cultural tradition, providing a cooling sweat effect in hot climates. Shashank sweats when he eats spicy food, and was historically used to preserve food too. So for safety, for food safety. But the reason why people consume and enjoy spicy food is the endorphin high. Capsaicin triggers pain receptors, so causing the brain to release endorphins and dopamine, the feel-good hormone, to counteract the discomfort, leading to euphoric spice high or an adrenaline rush. And it's benign masochism.
Yeah, but pain kink.
Similar to enjoying horror movies or roller coasters.
I hate both those things.
Humans enjoy experiencing a high intensity yet safe sensation that creates a sense of mastery over the pain. And then, of course, there is cultural and there is climate and of course flavor and aroma enhancement, but like the primary reason is psychological, or like a dopamine rush, which I literally was like, I just think people want to feel something.
Well, maybe at a certain level of spice. Like, I put Frank's Red Hot in my hummus last night. I always do that.
100%.
I put a little Frank's Red Hot's not spicy. Like, I put it on eggs. Like, it's not uncomfortable.
That's my point. Like, we went to this brunch, this baby shower brunch on Friday. I wanted to put the chili oil in the hummus. Like, I want to put sriracha on everything. Like, I gravitate towards a medium heat. I love it. I love spice. But when it's that highest level, you can't taste anything else. And people want that and they seek it out. My dad being one of them. And my dad's a thrill seeker. He's like a pilot, a race car driver. Like, it goes in line with the personality type of like a thrill seeker. They're just doing it for the plot.
Okay, I'm glad that you brought up roller coasters and horror movies. Two things I will not do. And it really embarrassed me growing up. I felt like such a loser because everybody wanted to like get all scared watching a horror movie. And Scream like was my favorite movie when I was a kid. But like I have no interest in a scary movie, a slasher film. Even if it's like so stupid, it's ridiculous. I do not want to feel scared. I don't want it. And I fucking hate roller coasters. And I, again, felt like such a loser growing up. All my friends wanted to go on them and I would like wait downstairs. Like,
I live for them. I have dreams about them.
What do you like? You like the fear?
I don't know. Like I guess I was a little more of a thrill seeker as a kid. I was obsessed with amusement parks and roller coasters. And I think part of it was like we didn't grow up near one. And so it was such an exotic like novelty to me. Like it was a 3-hour drive to get to the closest Six Flags. And I was obsessed with like Busch Gardens and King's Dominion and Disney World and all the things. But I love the thrill, like the thrill. But I'm curious about this in people's personality because my dad, it makes a lot of sense. So he's just, now it's skiing. I mean, which is not that skiing's dangerous, but again, his like life has been like pilot, race car driver. He wants to ski even like against the doctor's orders. Like he's a thrill seeker and he will eat whatever you give him. Like to watch him do the biggest glob of wasabi, he's just doing it to do it.
Ashley, it's crazy. Your dad eats spicy stuff like my dad eats mayonnaise. They take a scoop of it on every bite, which is objectively disgusting that my dad does that. But your dad, I'll never forget watching him squirt a bottle of sriracha on every bite.
Yes,
I was like, look at this man
the wasabi,
go.
Matt will be like, you won't eat this, and I will give you $100. Back when Matt just always had cash on it, you know, when he was bartending, he'd be like, here's $100, and my dad would do it, and it was insane, and nothing was ever hot enough. Like, no hot sauce was hot enough. Nothing is hot enough for Lee Hasseltine, and it's for the rush.
I mean, it's got to be. Also, I had this like big league moment. I had the show in San Francisco this week, and I wanted to go to Swan Oyster Depot. It's this old school, like kind of diner style seafood counter. It's like 15 seats, whatever. I had to go at 8:00 in the morning because that's the only time I could make before the flight. And
love it, morning seafood.
Lindsay was like, "This is disgusting," and I was like, "We're gonna go. This is my dream." So they have the condiments like on the counter, and one of them is horseradish. And I ordered like crab cocktail and some sashimi and shrimp and all this other shit. The guy behind the counter was like, be careful of our horseradish. It's really hot.
Okay.
And I was like, you're a bitch. And I took like a big glob of it. I mixed it with a little cocktail sauce, but it was a lot. And I put it on like a little crab claw. Actually, the way that I was like coughing and hacking up a lung, like I was trying to function. You know when you just can't breathe. It was 8 in the morning.
It's up here. It's in your nose.
It hit my tongue. I was like, I'm fine. And then it hit my nostrils. And I was like, I'm not going to survive this.
Yeah.
And he was like, I literally told you. And then I did it 2 more times.
I literally told you. See? For the rush.
I was like, it won't be this bad this second time. I did it 2 more. Lindsay was like, I'm not going to sit with you if you're going to keep doing this.
The pain mastery of it.
Yeah, maybe I have a pain kink.
That's what I'm saying. So I would be curious if you guys, like, in the comments, like, are there people out there that are like, no, I genuinely like the quote unquote taste of this, and like I live a pretty vanilla life otherwise, and this is how I get off. Like, I'm just curious about why people are really seeking that out, because I just can't. It takes over the taste, and I wish those people at the pasta stall at the farmer's market would have been like, it's really hot. Like, no warning. I appreciate a warning. But it is so funny though when people overhype it and they're like, it's so hot, and you're like, this is nothing. And Shashank can handle a lot of heat and a lot of spice. But he's probably like a medium heat preference, but he sweats and he's handling it. Again, this isn't like I'm on fire, but he is pouring sweat. That's his bodily response. Like, very funny. Like, anything hot, he is dripping.
His physical reactions.
Yes.
So I don't. I really don't. So maybe that's why I also like it. I will say, in restaurants, when they make something spicy, you just can't make food at the grocery store or the farmer's market that spicy. People don't want it.
I know.
People don't want this stuff.
Okay, well, anyway, that's my hot take, no pun intended. Okay. Let's just go over a couple partners and then we will get into the topic today. Okay, Revolve, you guys. These are Revolve pants, of course. These are Super Down, which is one of Revolve's house brands. We love Super Down. They are super affordable, great stuff, quality. I said this before, that every single thing, with the exception of one daytime look on my honeymoon, was Revolve. And I just got a bunch of new stuff last night, and such a range. Like, I got this blazer I'd had my eye on. It has like cutouts on the side. It's so good.
Academy blazer?
It's L'Academy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
we love
cute.
this brand. They have L'Academy.
I just like what they do because they have all these different shops. So if I have to go to like a wedding or if I have to go to a festival or it's like a summertime vacation, like it's just, I like that they've segmented it. That's my favorite thing about the Revolve website.
It makes it easy because they have so many items on the site. They have, I mean, like dozens, hundreds of designers, and they still make it easy to navigate. Like, I think it's so easy to get overwhelmed, but when you really condense it down to exactly what you're looking for, they're going to have what you're looking for. And again, we have warm weather coming up. They have great swimwear, great cover-ups, everything you need for all your vacations, everything you need for date night, work, day to night. And they also just launched their own label called Revolve LA. It is so chic. I am obsessed with this. The silhouettes are really strong and modern. It's very polished, very confident. It's the kind of stuff you put on when you want to look expensive, especially for a dinner or event where you know photos are happening. So this is great to just, if those are the goals, like an event for sure, like just Revolve LA. I am just like loving the clothes they have in this new collection. So whether it is a big night out, a wedding, a trip, or you just need something last minute that actually works, Revolve always has it. Go to revolve.com/GGE to shop our faves and use code GGE for 15% off your first order. And definitely check out the new Revolve LA label while you're there. Fast shipping, easy returns. It just makes everything easier. That's revolve.com/GGE. You can shop our faves and get 15% off your first order. Offer ends April 16th. So don't miss out. One trend, I have to say, let me just tag onto the end of this. I saw this on TikTok and it said capris with like a trench. So I already had black capris from Revolve, and last night I ordered this trench. That's a silhouette I'm really excited about to wear in New York when I'm there in a couple weeks.
Trench with capris. What kind of shoes are you doing?
I don't know, maybe like an old school high heel.
Yeah.
You need a heel, not a sneaker with this look.
I'm fucking around with capris.
Revolve has such, I mean, so many different capris, and I like when it'll say like, this is our bestseller in this category, and people leave reviews, and it's just like, anyway, get your capris on Revolve and get your trenches too.
Get your capris and your trenches. Okay. If you guys had decided at the beginning of the year to get your finances in order and to track your spending, and you kind of like let that little goal go, it's never too late. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. So maybe you just want to get a handle on what you spend, or you want to plan for like a summer vacation, something like that. It's really great. First of all, Rocket Money can find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. The interface is really easy to use when you go in. It will truly just tell you every single thing you're paying for, and I could not believe how many things I was paying for. There's automatic transaction categorization across accounts. There's customizable categories and tags so that you can look at your spending patterns. It'll help you set budgets and goals, and it consolidates checking, savings, loans, investments into a single dashboard. So this is truly the one thing you can do to monitor your spending and try to get a hold of your finances. It's really tangible. It's easy to use, and I love the interface. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/GGE. That's rocketmoney.com/GGE. rocketmoney.com/GGE.
Okay, I love my husband who hates me.
Unrelatable. No, I'm just
A memoir. Just kidding. Can you imagine? So this article in The Cut was a couple weeks ago, but we were wanting to talk about it. It didn't go as viral as Our Boyfriend's Embarrassing, but it certainly made the rounds and we were seeing it. I love my husband who hates me. The subhead is Nothing Inspires Rage Like a Woman Who Defends Her Partner's Bad Behavior by Bindu Bansanath, a writer for The Cut who covers news, culture, and relationships.
I've seen this, play out a lot on television, this dynamic on television and with celebrities and some people that we have been in social situations with, couples where you're like, ooh, yikes. And with friends of my own where, everybody hates the partner and then they defend them to you and you're like, God, I'm sticking up for you because of how they treat you. And we'll talk about all these different dynamics, but I really like the topic of this episode and I would never have known how to really encapsulate it. Like, I love my partner, but he hates me is like, I would never have titled it that, but it is this dynamic I've never been able to really put a title to.
Yeah, and it's an extreme title. It's a clickbaity title, but we have always talked about those couples where you're like, they hate each other, or he hates her, or she hates him, and if you had seen this title years ago, I don't know. Prior, if you saw a title that was like, I love my spouse who hates me, I'd probably think the woman hates the man if we're talking about heterosexual relationships. Like, I think that's a real trope. Like a woman who really resents, despises her husband, and a lot of times after you've had kids and he's not helping around the house. And so we are talking about male behavior today, but I do want to acknowledge that this is the case in reverse in a lot of relationships, in any relationship. So we know those type of women who hate their husbands. They're open about it.
Yeah.
And they belittle them and they nag them, and it's not exclusive to men, and those men probably deserve it. But, if you are a woman and you're in that relationship, hopefully you don't want to be, and you can change, you figure out what's going on, work on it, or get out of the relationship. So I just wanted to say that disclaimer up top. This isn't exclusive to men, but I think that in the society we live in, terrible men do terrible things, and they're ruining this country. And so I'm especially triggered by like giving men a pass to do terrible things. Like, I think as women living in a patriarchal society, we are especially sensitive to men, again, like belittling us, like diminishing us, not validating us or our friends and family.
I feel like when I see this dynamic play out, which is just like withholding compliments or insulting your partner in front of groups of people or just blatantly disrespectful behavior, the examples in pop culture and in my real life tend to just be men on women crime. It's not as common where you see women just railroading a man as much. And then in private, they're so sweet and it's different.
Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge it. Any relationship that's toxic in this way can be coming from either side, but we're talking about the men today. All I'm trying to do is get ahead of the comments. Women do this too. Shut up. We know.
Yeah, for every one woman that does it, thousands of men that do it. So that's the problem.
It like hits different.
So there's a couple things in the article. It's pop culture and in-person examples of partners not complimenting you, doing hurtful things that are framed as kind of funny, undermining you in public and disrespecting you, and even privately not really like giving you your flowers and just kind of feeling like I don't know where I stand with this person. And when I try to address it, I'm undermined or told that I'm the problem. And then additionally, in this article, it talks about women share bad behavior with their friends. And then when others react, they kind of defend it. And they're like, well, you don't understand him. This is not really how it is. And I think that we all have had that whiplash with our friends and their partners where they unload on you the things their partners are doing because they want comfort and community and that. And then you have a feeling about it and they defend it. And you're like, but don't tell me if you don't want my opinion about this.
I know. And the article, it opens with Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard and the Cher interview that they said was like super awkward. And we talked about that too. And I did notice some people that didn't like what we said. And I think people don't view Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard relationship like that. And that's fine. And if you have watched his podcast and listened to him for all these years, you have more information. You can perceive it however you want. But they are like a prime example of culturally how people think that he does, quote unquote, like he comes off like he hates her and he embarrasses her and puts her in her place. And she's just like, ha ha ha, you don't get it.
You don't get it.
Again,
yeah.
That's just in the article. You're welcome to think whatever you want. And they give a lot of other examples. And there's a lot on like TikTok. Like this is this one woman who posted a video about how her husband tried to destroy her favorite perfume by smashing the bottle against the sink and broke the sink instead. And it's like, why'd you post this? And there's a bunch of different things like, this woman saying he never compliments me. And I remember that one trend. What was it, Rain? I remember it was like couples together, like admitting stuff and like, it got
like
so dark.
We trust and we don't give feedback.
Yeah, we don't judge.
Yes.
Yeah, and like guys were like, I hide out to avoid my family kind of stuff.
Yes,
and it was like,
yeah. So I found these examples particularly prominent among the Bravo universe and the men and the male-female dynamics really a lot, like on Vanderpump Rules with Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney, where he dumped a drink on her from Vanderpump Rules. You see it with Shep Rose and Taylor on Southern Charm, where he's screaming at her, "You're a fucking idiot." And you see it a lot with Kyle and Amanda on Summer House. And that's really the prime example of somebody who is like ritually humiliating their partner on national television. And I mean, the most viral clip from Summer House is him screaming at her, "Summer is supposed to be fun. Amanda's not fun." And I mean, cheating on her publicly. And he's always just like embarrassing her. And then she tries to defend it a little bit. All these people defend their partners by saying, you don't understand what they're like behind closed doors. And we have this kind of sunk cost fallacy of like, we've been together so long. You don't know what he's like. People give all this feedback. And then it is, I guess, the nature of I'm not calling out these women on Bravo, just in general, this dynamic to like defend him. You don't know what he's like behind closed doors. He's better behind closed doors. And I'm always just like, is he?
Yeah. You know what? It's so funny. I was thinking about like, what would you prefer?
Neither.
And of course, but bad in public and good behind closed doors, or it's almost worse, good in public and treats you like shit behind closed doors. I think I'd prefer the former, but
well, I prefer the former because I think you want other people to see it because you want people to hold you accountable that this is unacceptable behavior and that somebody. I mean, what a nightmare if somebody is such a narcissist and they're performatively fun and charming and kind. And
exactly, no, that's scary. Yeah, that really is. And then the article outlines like why people post this. You know, because I think you see some things, you're like, why would you post this? And the article says, I mean, sometimes it is a cry for help or a woman trying to be like, see, all these people agree you're terrible, or you actually do think it's funny. And then people are like, that's not funny. That's actually pretty toxic. I mean, I think that whether you're posting about it or not, this isn't relatable to everybody. Not everybody is posting TikToks about this stuff or anything in their life. But I think there's a number of reasons why a woman would stay with someone who treats her poorly. They think they're deserving of the treatment, or this is the best they can do. The breakup or the divorce is a fate so much worse than being single, or there's trauma, insecurity, there's a lack of self-worth. I mean, there can be a lot of reasons, and like no one case is ever the same.
Nobody's horrible 100% of the time. And so these people tend to know how to balance it out. You and I have people that we know in our life where the husband insults the wife all the time. And I know that they've built a great life together and they really like each other behind closed doors. I think they have a good time, but it is uncomfortable to be around. You say to yourself, like, how could you tolerate this? And time spent with somebody is important to people. And it's hard to extricate yourself from a situation, whether you're on a TV show together or you guys work together or you have the same friend group or you've built a house together. Like, it's really hard to get out of these situations. And we'll read some emails, but like so many people are like, is it really that bad? Am I asking for that much? I have 80% of what I like, even though 20% is so bad. But 80% of it is great.
Right. I mean, what are your boundaries? How much can you tolerate? And what's normal to you? In a lot of relationships, this may be the dynamic their parents had. This may feel normal. I mean, it depends. We've all grown up so differently. I mean, I'm just thinking of one couple I know, and the way that she talks to her husband is shocking to me. I know his mom, and I'm like, I'm assuming that's how his mom talked to his dad. And like, he thinks it's okay. And it couldn't be me. It couldn't be in my household. But there's that too. You know, that's the way your dad treated your mom. It felt normal. So you might even seek it out. And that's a whole different thing. Again, it's like case by case, and this stuff can be explored in therapy. And
I think we choose the patterns that we're comfortable with, even if the patterns feel terrible. It's why I'm attracted to emotionally unavailable people. I grew up in a home like that. So like, I think that even if it feels really, really bad, it is the trauma we know how to deal with.
Right.
And so we do seek it out. And so like, maybe as a woman, you did have a father who kind of put your mom down and
or even put
she's
you
about
down.
a joke and put you down. And you're like, this is a comfortable dynamic for me at least. And the behavior of like, you've shared this with your friends and now your friends don't like this person and they're like coming at you and you snap into this like defensive mode. You almost feel like you're judging me for having chosen this person. You're seeing it through the wrong lens. Anybody that says to you like, this is bad, loves you and they want you to get out of a bad situation. But I think a lot of people hear this as like, you're judging me for my choices. This is who I picked. So don't judge who I picked. And you're like, I only have this information because you gave it to me.
And you can unpick them.
Yeah.
Why are you sharing this with me? What do you want from me? I love this one quote from the article. What is it about a random couple's marriage that can set off such an explosive reaction? Commenters sometimes get too worked up about someone else's affairs, but many of us get secondhand embarrassment from these women because their experiences hit close to home. The treatment they seem to normalize for themselves reminds us of what we might once have normalized for ourselves. So if you have a really disproportionate reaction, it could be a projection, or I don't know. I was trying to dissect that sentence. Like, as a woman, you're like, you're making us look bad, kind of, like, don't accept, what are you doing? Like, we're supposed to all be better than this. Like, I wouldn't tolerate this and you shouldn't either, kind of thing. Like, it comes from different places.
And even if you know that you've accepted it in your own life, it doesn't preclude us from looking at other people's lives and being like, this is bad. When I did it, it was bad. And when you doing it, it's bad and you deserve better. And I do understand that some women do also just feel kind of beaten down by the dynamic. If somebody is just constantly making fucking digs at you, like, you do start to believe it. And I remember this this scene this season in Summer House where Amanda is talking about Kyle. And I mean, it's just the dynamic with the two of them seems so terrible. And I don't know what goes on behind closed doors when they're not on camera, but it seems so awful. And there's so much contempt. And she says to one of the castmates, like, I don't know if I deserve anybody else or if I could do any better. And I'm looking at this woman who is successful and beautiful and kind, and people seem to really like her. And I've never heard a bad word about her from press or anybody. And I'm like, you have been beaten down into thinking this. He probably doesn't tell you you're a piece of trash every day. I'm sure that doesn't happen.
Of course,
but you've accepted this dynamic and think it's all that you're worth. And that's really tough. And the longer you stay in situations like that, the more you believe it.
Yeah. These situations, these toxic relationships completely shatter your self-worth and your value. They have you questioning all the other decisions you're making in your life. I mean, I was in a relationship that was so toxic and I was making weird career decisions, like it just makes you doubt yourself and everything in your life. I mean, these relationships ruin us. They truly do. I mean, being in a relationship with a man that is breaking you down, it's ruining who you are. You can get it back. I will say that. I think there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and then you can stop accepting this. You'll never accept it again. Hopefully. I mean, I have no tolerance for this. I am highly sensitive to it. Like, you will not belittle me, or like you won't put me in my place in public. Like, of course, I'll have a conflict with my partner, like we all do, but I will not be disrespected. And I'm really sensitive to it around other couples as well. There's something that's just so gross to me. Like, can you not keep it in the box? Like, I know we're all human. We all have bad days and we have things happen in our life. We can take them out on the people that we love. But can you not self-regulate in public? Like, if you were acting like that in public, I always think, how is it at home? Like, I don't believe it, because unless they are trying to put you in your place in front of other people, which is even worse.
It's a dynamic that I find so fascinating, because I look at the man and I'm like, by telling everybody how ridiculous she is, or she exaggerates, or the only person you make look bad is you.
Yeah.
You look terrible. No one wants to be around this dynamic. And I don't understand why you can't keep it in the box. And I've had plenty of problems in relationships, but that's never one I've had where somebody's like embarrassed me in front of people and has to like act like I'm a little too much. And people are afraid to do that to me, and I think they should be. No one thinks I'm stupid or ridiculous. No one thinks I'm too obnoxious. And if they do, then I don't need to be around those people. So I don't need a man managing me.
Yeah. And if you feel like this is happening, I mean, you just have to clock it, and you have to remember it. You have to provide the examples. Anything I've had in a relationship or a friendship even that I am like, this thing is happening, go write it down in your phone. If something happens at a group dinner and you don't want to address it at the dinner, you want to remember it for later. I mean, go to the bathroom and make a note in your phone to when you have the opportunity to be like, you did this thing and it made me feel this type of way. Like, this, I will say, is something I think you need concrete examples. And I'm not saying you should keep a log of your relationship. I'm saying this happens once, twice. It's time to talk about it and say, this is what happened and this is how this made me feel.
I don't like this notion of being told that you've been keeping score. And we got an email about it. We'll talk about it. But like, there's a difference to me between writing down every single thing somebody does and storing it up for fight, and just making a couple notes about how something made. And if you want to call it keeping score, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm entitled to take some notes, because when I have an argument with somebody, I do want to be able to say, instead of "you always do this," which is like the most like shaky foundation to start an argument, I want a real example.
By the way, I need to be super clear. If someone comes at me and they start bringing up stuff from weeks prior, absolutely not. You've been keeping a log, like, unless it's like, this happened a couple weeks ago and I didn't think much of it, but it's happened a few times since. Like, I'm not saying that to keep a log, and I know you don't mean that either, but like, I just mean sometimes something happens in public or in a social setting where you really can't address it in the moment, and you want to remember it, and you want to remember the way it made you feel. Sometimes alcohol is involved, and so there's no harm in doing that. I remember one time something my ex said to me. I could not fucking believe it. And he was drunk and I was drinking, and I wrote it down on my phone because I could not believe how mean it was. And I told him the next day, and he like tried to deny it. And I was like, I wrote that shit down. That was so out of pocket, and so there's just no harm in that, but that's like a little extreme.
I hate this dynamic with your friends sometimes, because like, I've lost friends over men that they were with because they've shared stuff with me. And eventually it's like, well, what do you want me to do? I have an opinion about this. I'm going to share it with you. I love you. I care about you. I want more for you. And oftentimes, like, you end up losing the friend, even at least temporarily. It causes issues, or somebody will say, like, well, I can't tell you anything because you judge him. And it's like, but I don't know what you want me to do here. Like, I don't want to say to people, like, don't share things with me that you don't want an opinion about. But, like, I'm a human. I'm going to have feelings about it. You can't be mad at me for being mad at a person for treating you poorly. And I don't know. This is really abusive, and I don't think all these situations are like this. But, like, when a partner backs you into a corner to the point that, like, you can't tell things to your friends and it's you and them against the world, like, that's a really bad dynamic. They've triangulated you against everybody in your life.
Yeah, that comes up, and they even have a quote from Esther Perel in here about the triangulation where it is us against them. And I don't know if that's on some subconscious level the goal sometimes of someone coming to their friend and being like, he did this thing, and the friend pushes back. That's awful. That shouldn't happen. That's not healthy. And then you're defensive and you take it back to him. And then it's like, can you believe she said that about us? And you do this so many times, and you become that toxic, unhealthy couple that's us against the world when you presented the situation to the world.
It's very Kristen Doty and Tom Sandoval, and you won't understand that. But I mean, they just cheated on each other so much, and everybody was so mad at them, and then it was just them against the world. But in a real life scenario, it's real abuse isolating somebody like this. And if your partner is telling you that your friend is not a good friend for giving feedback on a situation that you know instinctually is really bad for you, then you should clock that.
Yeah. And a couple tips we have here are just listen to your instincts, of course. And you wrote down here, pay attention to your instinct before you defend the person. Like, why am I doing this? Like, why did I share this in the first place if, there was going to be an adverse reaction? And also, if everyone has the same reaction, but different friends have different opinions,
I know
but
who to go to for what.
Right. But if you have shared something and everyone's feedback is like, this is not great, and I've witnessed this and I don't think it's great, and, don't think that we're all talking about behind your back, but like, this is making you feel bad and he treats you this type of way, it may be time to rethink your relationship.
So, I mean, I think you can just ask yourself, like, what are red flags and what is normal? I mean, red flags to me, like, you're editing stories to make them sound better.
Yeah.
My boyfriend that I lived with when I was like 23, I just like left out huge chunks because I knew that it was going to sound so bad. I look back at like how much I tried to protect him. Everybody in my life hated him, which is my friends hated him. I felt embarrassed after sharing. And you're constantly explaining this person's behavior. I mean, this is an archetype of a type of person. Like, we all deserve to be with somebody that makes us feel solidified, whole in our bodies, good, de-escalate our stress levels. Like, if you are constantly defending somebody else's behavior, you don't know him like I do.
I know.
No, I know the archetype that you're dating, and that's a real problem.
Yeah. And again, like, we're all human, and we have reactions and we do things we're not always proud of. And I just feel like, especially in today's climate, like people are just stressed more. They're angry more, like I have to really catch myself. And when I'm in a dark place, to not take it out around those around me. And, people you love, just we all make mistakes and we all should get passes to an extent. But if I were to tell you something that Shashank like said to me or did that was bad, you could acknowledge that is bad. That seems out of character. I'm not even having anything like, but you know him better. Like, I don't have to be like, you don't know him. Like
I see him through the lens of the other positive things I know about him. I'm never going to have a reaction like that. And that should tell you something, that your friends can tell you bad things about their partner and you can be objective versus like, I fucking hate this person.
Yeah. I think that's the main thing when you find yourself constantly being like, you don't get it. You don't understand. He's different than you think, how much are you having to say that?
I wonder if this is a dynamic you kind of grow out of. Like, this feels like something I dealt with a lot in my early 20s. You're just making excuses for men, and you just grow up and people are better and you have less tolerance, and those two things kind of cycled together just makes people a little bit better. I feel like I haven't dealt with this as much in my old age. Like, everybody hating my partner. I'm in my 30s, everybody likes everybody I date. But you do just grow out of it a little bit. I think you just learn the behaviors a little bit better.
Yeah. And again, like, the tough part is like, not all of this is so terrible. It's just can be more minor incidents. Like it can be death by whatever, paper cuts. What is it?
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah. Like it can just be little remarks here and there. Like, and I think that's when it's tough. You know, when you are having these things happen and you're like, am I overreacting? Like, you know, and maybe it is, he's great at home, but you're like, I feel this certain type of way in these certain situations, and we'll get to some of the emails. Like, I think sometimes it's hard to know if it really is that bad.
But I think that like those situations are really hard to deal with because like that's what the article focuses on. It's not like systemic abuse. It's not emotion. It's pervasive underlying issues of just like, I don't like how this feels all the time.
I know.
And people in my life tell me how bad it is and I'm defending it all the time. And it's never bad enough usually that it's like you could categorize it as actual abuse. Because that's easier to at least make a concrete decision about. Yeah. I'm not saying getting out of abusive situations is easy. It's very hard. But you could at least make a concrete, like, I know this is bad.
Right. Like, you see sometimes couples online and you're like, oof, he hates her. And it's not, I bet he's hitting her, or even I bet he's yelling at her. He could be, of course. But I mean, you're just like, oh, I don't think he likes you, sis. You know, and why post this? And I'm just thinking this one influencer, and I was just like, this is sad to see. He doesn't want to be here.
And he's letting everybody know. There's just a fashion girly influencer. Her boyfriend, I mean, it's a tough watch. I mean, he will not emote. He won't smile. He won't participate. And she's like, hee. And you're like, girl, do you have eyes? Are you watching the same video as me?
I know.
Don't put him on here anymore.
Yeah. You know, and I think sometimes like long-term couples, like long marriages, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I mean, I'm thinking even 50 years. I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's just like they are going to bicker and
bickering. Old people bicker.
I know. Yeah, you're right. But it can be exhausting. But just to counteract with some of the red flags or the healthier dynamics where you can share honestly without needing to defend them, and you can share about a conflict, and you can even share something mean that he said in the heat of the moment, and your friend will understand that that is a isolated incident and this isn't like all the time, and that your partner does uplift you publicly and privately, and they let you tell a story and they don't need to put you in your place. That's what I cannot stand, and what I'm highly sensitive to it when either partner in whatever type of relationship kind of has that like need to just belittle or embarrass the person a little bit and just, I don't know, make them feel small.
I don't know what it is to be gained from this.
Yeah.
Like, you're so small that you have to do this.
Yeah. Well, let's just talk about our remaining partners, and then we will get into some of these emails from you guys. So the Testaments, a new dawn rises in Gilead. The timing couldn't be more appropriate. From the executive producers of The Handmaid's Tale comes The Testaments, a new Hulu original series based on the novel by Margaret Atwood. Golden Globe nominee Chase Infinity plays the dutiful teen Agnes, who guides newcomer Daisy through the halls of Aunt Lydia's elite preparatory school for future wives, where obedience is instilled brutally. With no connection to the outside world, the daughters of Gilead's commanders start to challenge authority, seek independence, and explore their identity. This is just the beginning of the reckoning. The series explores friendship, empowerment, and resilience, and what coming of age means for young women in a society that affords them no rights. Agnes and Daisy's bond becomes the catalyst that will upend their past, present, and future, raised to obey, but destined to defy. There's nothing more powerful than a teenage girl. So you guys can watch the new Hulu original series, The Testaments, premiering April 8th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply. I cannot wait. I mean, if you liked The Handmaid's Tale, you guys are going to love this. And we have seen some screeners. And I mean, you know, it's a little sensitive to the time that we're living in, but it's empowering. And we love anything about friendship and resilient women and empowerment. So
fantasy,
a coming of age. Yeah. All the things are really encapsulated in the show. So check it out on Hulu, April 8th.
Okay, and what is one thing you could put in place this month that would make the rest of 2026 easier for your business? I'm about to tell you, Shopify. It is the best place to start and grow a business just like ours. It is the one commerce platform behind the big brands you know and love, including ours. So if you guys have a side hustle, if you sell locally, if you want to sell globally, Shopify will take the guesswork out of building that business and scaling it. So there's all kinds of AI tools on here. If you're like, what's really stopping me is I don't know how to build a website. They have unbelievable tools that are going to help you manage the website, build it. They have tools to help you write descriptions, make your photos look beautiful, and just make your website look like $1,000,000. And Ashley and I have tracked our businesses and run them, the Girls Gotta Eat merch business and Vibes Only, through Shopify since day one. We can add users, we can have people in our business access all of the product lists, the inventory, the reporting, the orders, everything from anywhere in the world at all times on our phones or the computers. It has made running Vibes Only and Girls Gotta Eat merch just, I mean, really such a breeze. I can do discounts at a moment's notice. You can check your inventory. You can do sales, anything you want. So I really love it. It has made our lives so much easier. If you're hungry for the chance to become your own boss, it is time to take your ideas and head over to Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/GGE to get started. We promise you'll be so happy that you did.
Okay, and we are going to get into emails, but I do just want to say that the article ends on a positive note. It talks about how your friends and even strangers on the internet can help you leave these unhealthy relationships. And they interviewed someone that she says without her friends, she wouldn't have realized how abusive her relationship was. And she says, they did not enable me. They stopped laughing at my jokes. They didn't co-sign the lies I was telling myself, and that saved my life. And then there's another story about a woman on the internet that people in the comments really helped her see the light on this relationship that doesn't sound like it was physically abusive. The previous one was this man, she said, tried to kill her. So it just goes to show that sometimes, again, like talking to your friends will help you leave these relationships. Of course, that's what your friends are there for, to help you through these tough times. And then even posting some of the stuff on the internet, again, it can be a cry for help and it can be illuminating.
People treat you like this, they're always going to tell you that you're overreacting, that it's not that big of a deal. I mean, a solid, healthy, emotionally stable partner will hear you out and try to change the behavior. But in these situations, you constantly hear women saying, like, I don't know if it's actually that bad. I don't know if I'm overreacting. He tells me that I'm overreacting.
Yeah.
Maybe I am. And it is that person's job to keep you in this dynamic because it's comfortable for them. And of course, you're being ridiculous and sensitive and overreacting because that's their job, to keep the cycle going. And your friends, even though you feel like maybe sometimes you feel like you're being attacked, your decisions are being attacked, but most of the time have your best interest at hand. And they don't have anything to gain from telling you this.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do some of your emails and just talk about these different dynamics. So I've been with my partner for 5 years and I genuinely love him. We have a great life on paper. But lately I've been noticing he's just kind of mean to me. It mostly comes out as jokes, especially in front of other people. He'll say things like, you know her, she always exaggerates, haha. And everyone laughs, including me, but afterwards I feel weirdly small. It's never one huge thing, it's just consistent little digs. If I mess something up, it's good thing you're pretty, or he'll undermine me mid-story like I'm not capable of telling it myself. If I laugh it off, everything's fine, but if I push back, he says I'm being sensitive or killing the vibe, and this is just not our dynamic. The confusing part is when it's just us, he can be really sweet and affectionate, so I start to feel like maybe I'm overreacting. But lately I've noticed that I'm a little on edge in social situations. I'm almost waiting for the next comment, and I hate that feeling. Is this just his sense of humor and I need to accept it, or is this actually something bigger about how he sees and respects me? I felt this email in my body. First of all, I hate being around couples like this. And I don't think you're overreacting. I think, listen, I'm not there with you day by day. If your boundary is, I don't want to be publicly embarrassed in front of people, you're always taking digs at me, and your reaction is just that I'm being too sensitive, why are you right and I'm wrong? Why is your comfortability important and mine isn't? Why is everything that I'm too sensitive, why isn't it like, okay, I'll try a little harder to not do this. This clearly bothers you. And maybe you are a little too sensitive. I don't know. I don't know you and I don't know every situation. There are people that skew more sensitive and don't want to be negged in front of other people. I love being made fun of. But some people, they don't like it. And if you're telling your partner, I don't like that, I don't know why you're wrong and they're right, and that's the final end-all be-all of this conversation.
Right. These things are really tough because you get into this territory of like, you're overreacting, I was just joking. What? That's just how I am. I'm not going to change. And what do you expect me to do? But it's interesting that it's become more, as of late, like this wasn't always the dynamic? Is this just a relationship that's run its course and you're just annoyed with each other? Like he's fallen out of love with you. I'm not saying that's what's happening. And he has contempt or for some other reason, like is there something
Jealous
under
of
the
you.
surface?
Yeah.
Like what's going on outside the relationship if this feels like a newer development?
That's so interesting. I think that you see this in dynamic shifts a lot. Like if he made more money than you for a long time or he was more traditionally successful and then the roles reversed and he's just trying to cut you down and he doesn't realize he's doing it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the tough part. Like, again, like sometimes the only answer is a third party. And we knew a couple that had some issues and they went to couples therapy for years because it was like stuff like this. Someone else has to play referee and see this and validate this because this will just keep going in circles. If you tell your partner, like, you kind of do these things when we're out and this makes me feel small and here are some examples, and they don't validate you at all. If you want to try to salvage that relationship, someone else has to be involved. That's the only way. I don't know what else you could do. I think you see toxic stuff, like people try to record so they can play it back and be like, this is what you do. I don't know. Like I did that in my most toxic relationship where I was like, you got to hear the way you sound when you say this shit to me, but couples therapy to me is the answer when it comes down to this kind of stuff. If they really are not hearing you, that's your last resort.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I'm certainly not his side, but like I can see a dynamic where you both have just beaten this relationship. I have a friend who broke up with her partner recently, and she kept saying like he makes fun of me a lot. She'd give me these examples and I'd be like, oh, none of these things sound that bad to me. It would be digested really cute to me if it was a partner I wasn't mad at. I didn't have contempt for her already, but you can only hear this through a negative lens now because the relationship has run its course and you guys are done with each other. And I'm sure he is probably like, I can't joke around with her at all anymore. Everything is seen as like a dig or something negative. But I think that that's another time when you need to like bring in a third party or call it. Like she's saying like, do I need to just accept it? No, this is not a dynamic I would ever accept. You both need to figure out a middle ground here.
Yeah. And you do have to reflect, is this the same as it's always been? And I am just digesting it differently because I'm mad at him too, which I probably is not the case in this. I'm just saying there is that too. There's always just like, am I just annoyed with him? So the stuff he's always done annoys me now. Did those little comments of, her, she always exaggerates. Would he have said that 3 years ago, but I just loved him then and now I'm annoyed with him? And I think it is, again, I think men have a harder time dealing with their shit. And when my dad was going through all his health stuff before he had his hip replacement, he just was in chronic pain and angry, and he's certainly not someone that qualifies under any sort of abuse that goes without saying, like verbal or emotional to my mom. I mean, they have a great marriage, but I think he took it out on her. It's just his frustrations. I think that like he was probably shorter with her and just more annoyed. I mean, my dad is just, we're the same. We're very annoyed at all the things all the time. I think that it became tough for her, and she talked to me a little bit about it. And it's like, we all knew what was happening here. And that's why we were all so desperate for him to get the surgery. And meanwhile, he's had such a loss of identity. He's not skiing. He's not doing the things that he loved. He's just cooped up in the house in chronic pain. Like, I'm not saying that that's an extreme, but what is your partner dealing with? It doesn't make it acceptable, but at least maybe you can pinpoint where it's coming from. Like, if you told me this, and I would ask so many questions, and if I could get to the root of like what that guy is dealing with that's making him unhappy in his life, we can at least know why.
Is this like a season?
Yeah.
Or is this like forever? I mean, I see this from men when they feel competitive with their female partner.
Yeah.
And they really feel the need to make you look stupid in public. And that's when I typically, they're threatened for some reason.
Threatened, yeah.
And it's not you being too sensitive. And I refuse to live in a dynamic where somebody says like, you need to just get over it, or you're being oversensitive, because like your feelings about this will not supersede mine. Mm-hmm. Like, we need to both feel comfortable here and come to a compromise.
Yeah, 100%. The next email, I have been with my partner for 2 years, and overall he's a really solid, dependable guy, which is part of why I feel weird even writing this. But one thing that's been bothering me more and more is that he just doesn't compliment me. Like, never. I got really dressed up for a wedding recently, hair, makeup, tried on a ton of outfits to find the perfect dress, and he said I looked nice. in quotes, which is honestly the peak of what I get from him. I never hear that he's proud of me or even get thanked that much when I do things like make fun plans for us or cook a really good meal. Meanwhile, I'm constantly hyping him up, telling him he looks hot, that I'm proud of him, all of that. I brought it up a few times and he always says that he's not a words of affirmation guy and that he shows love in other ways. And to be fair, he does. He makes me coffee every morning. All right, well, now we really got to get into this. Takes care of things around the house without being asked. He's super reliable. Like, I never question if he'll show up for me in a practical sense. So then I feel guilty for even wanting more. Like, am I just being needy or asking him to be someone he's not? But at the same time, I don't feel that desired by him or even really seen in that way. Like, do you notice or appreciate me at all? I work hard to look nice and do fun things for us, and it's as if it's totally unacknowledged. And I hate that I'm starting to notice other people complimenting me more than he does, like casual acquaintances. I guess my question is this just one of those you can't have everything relationship things and I need to appreciate what I do have? Or is this actually a sign that something is missing that matters more than I want to admit? Oh, that's tough.
I think we all want to feel appreciated by our partners, and I think we all have different love languages for how we feel that, right? And this comes down to, like, some people want gifts, some people want acts of service, some people want compliments. I like a lot of compliments, and I don't know a girl that doesn't. Also, these are two different things. Compliments and being thanked.
Yeah, 100%.
You need to thank me for the nice stuff that I do for us.
I mean, we have feeling undesired on one hand, we have feeling underappreciated. Both of those are not great. Those are two things you shouldn't feel in your relationship, because if he's not complimenting you, it's not in every guy's nature to say you look beautiful. Sometimes they don't have the vocabulary. I mean, I did a whole reel about this when I got my makeup trial for my wedding, and what did Shashank say? You look great. And like, I get a lot of compliments from him. I know he thinks I'm beautiful, but he didn't say the right thing. And I think he also has seen me in glam. He didn't know the difference, but like, I really took the wind out of my sails. I mean, I made a full reel about it and made it funny, but I was like, oof, I didn't see that coming. I thought it was going to be more. And he's like, you look beautiful like you do every day. And I'm like, shut up, not the right thing. But so it's just like, not feeling desired, like what's going on in the bedroom, like is it making you coffee every morning. A lot of women don't get that. You know, as he's showing you, he appreciates the stuff you're doing by doing something for you in return. Like, is this guy really stoic? You know, is this someone who really is a man of very few words and he is just acts of service? That's really like my dad. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of my dad with the compliments, and he's such an acts of service guy. And I've seen him be physically affectionate, obviously, with my mom. But
you watch my stuff.
Oh, stop! No, like growing up, I saw them like touch and kiss and stuff like that. They still hold hands. Oh God, can you imagine? But I'm trying to think. I don't know if I can picture Lee Hasseltine being like, Cindy, you look beautiful, like outside of like once or twice a year.
But your dad is, I mean, you know, everything's going to be taken care of. Like, he is an acts of service guy. I would not work out with somebody who's not a words of affirmation guy. I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's my love language. I want to hear how proud you are of me. I want you to ask me 1,000 questions. But I had a partner. He just never said anything nice to me. He was never excited about anything. How I dressed. I mean, I would like pick out outfits to like, I knew he would like, and I'd look really nice. And I never ever heard anything. I never heard appreciation of how I looked. He was proud of me. But he would say to me like, but I've planned all these things.
Yeah.
But I thought about things you would like, and I made reservations, and I booked these tickets, and I don't know. It's just, we did not have the same love languages, and it was never going to work out.
I know.
And I appreciate those things, but like, of course I do, but like, there's got to be a balance of everything. I need a balance of all those things.
Yeah. I mean, again, 2 years, a lot of couples call it after that.
Being together.
Yeah, like
I thought you meant compliments.
This might not be. Yes.
You're like, I haven't done compliments for 2 years.
She's like,
and I'm exhausted.
She's like, he did compliment me that first week or two, that first month, when he was really trying to like,
get up in this.
Yeah, exactly. When he was trying to get laid. No, but the Love Languages book changed my life. I think looking back, I probably think it feels a little misogynist in some ways. Or no, is that Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus? Yes. I can't remember. People had problems with both. But it changed my life because of the guy I was dating at the time and how much I realized he was acts of service and really not good with the words of affirmation. It made me realize that every time he did these things for me, how much he did desire me and appreciated me. But I don't know what's going on here. And this might not be the right match. And I'm not invalidating her experience. I mean, to say I don't feel that desired by him or even really seen in that way, like, do you notice or appreciate me at all? I mean, she needs to decide that for herself. Like, if he's making you coffee every morning and taking care of things around the house without being asked, he's super reliable. I think that's him showing you. But what's going on with their intimacy and what's going on in the bedroom? Like, that's part of it too. Is he physically affectionate? If he's doing all that stuff and he's physically affectionate,
Physically, yeah.
I hope you feel desired because he is trying to show you, but it's not going to be every man. Not every man is not going to do those compliments. Like, I think we've seen a lot of stuff in the movies and in TV and in pop culture that's actually like not even, you want it to be The Notebook, and that's not real life. But you can obviously find men that will compliment you and make you feel beautiful and say the right things and tell you how much they appreciate you. Those do exist. And if that is your hard line, then maybe this isn't the right partner for you.
I just want to lay in bed with somebody and have them tell me how obsessed they are with me and ask me a million questions about every single thing I do. I mean, I'm the biggest words of affirmation. I couldn't last a week with this person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you do for me around the house, because I mean, I'm just like an independent lady and I'll do all these. It's so important to me. Some people would say like, that's just words and it doesn't matter. And having somebody show up for you and be consistent, and that's more important to me. Everybody's different, but like, I really need to hear those things. And it's so interesting to me. I'm trying to differentiate between what I hate more is, the you're being too sensitive guy from the first email and the I'm just not a words of affirmation guy from the second email. Because like, why do you get to be comfortable and I don't?
100%.
And I don't like it. And okay, if you're not a words of affirmation guy, but I'm telling you that this makes me feel really bad, and you could just tell me that I look nice once in a blue moon, that won't make you feel really bad. So why can't I win a little bit on this one?
Yeah. And I don't know their communication style. I don't know these people, but it sounds like she's trying to lead by example. She's like, I'm constantly hyping him up, telling him he looks hot and stuff like that. Like, are you speaking to him in his love language? Do you know what it is? I said this back with the guy, that strong acts of service guy, that the first time I ever cooked for him, he treated me completely differently. He didn't treat me bad, but like that's the first night he ate my pussy, like the whole thing, we've talked about this. Totally. Like, he changed towards me. So like, it sounds like she knows what she's doing. I want to come across that I'm like on her side, but like, are you guys speaking to each other in the right languages? But to your point, yes, like, I'm sorry, like, you can talk, you can say thank you for the meal, like, you can utter the word beautiful. Like, I mean, again, you don't want to have to force somebody to say those things, but for her to say, when I make a really good meal, like, is he just doing the dishes? Is that how he's showing you appreciation? Great, do the dishes, but you can say thank you.
Well, you don't process
I
thoughts.
You. Exactly.
My ex, who I had said this to, and I did the same thing. I tried to lead by example. I was like, I'm always telling you how gorgeous I think you are and how proud I am of you. And he was like, I don't need to hear that stuff.
He's like, I just want you to suck my dick.
Yeah, he wasn't fun when I did that.
Oh, that's right. He didn't like it. Wait, what do you think he wanted from me? Like,
I still don't know. He wants to talk to me every day still. I don't know what he liked about me ever, and not a super sexual person. He just was sort of like muted in general. Nothing really excited him, including me and sex. I don't know. He wanted to go out to eat a lot.
Okay.
And he was hot.
So
and
he made
money.
a dinner res and he changed his tune.
I mean, listen, if his personality was like a little bit better, we would be together right now.
I'm still holding out for this. But yeah, I mean, she says I brought up a few times, what was the tone? If you feel like this is serious and this is breakup territory, it sounds like, I don't know, you can sit him down and be like, I got to be honest, like, I brought this up a couple times and it is something that I need in this relationship is just a little more when it comes to this. And is there anything that you feel like you're not getting from me? I want to stay in this relationship. You love him, maybe. I mean, 2 years they've been doing this. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I love you. I want to be with you. I want to make this work. Here's why it is not working for me. And again, check-ins with your partner, you should be doing that. I mean, they're really healthy. Like, I don't know that you need quarterly, but like a check-in, and I hate to say airing of grievances, but like when you're in a good place and things are feeling positive, is a time to sit down and be like, I got to be honest, like, this stuff, it really has been sitting on me. I don't take it lightly. And I want to know if there's anything that I could be doing. Because
I start to nag a little bit and I'm like, well, I brought this up in a light way. And then I brought it up in a more serious way. And like, I'll bring up individual situations, but I think when you actually sit down with somebody and say like, this is like serious to me. This is not, I'm not trying to pick on you, but like I need this. I really need this. And I need better from you than I'm just not a words of affirmation guy.
Does he have any women in his life? Like, I mean, he can't have a sister. That's for damn sure. He cannot have an older sister. I know that for certain. But like anybody in his life to be like, talk to them, ask them what you're supposed to say. Ask Claude. Google compliments.
My best friend. Right. Claude, write me a list of compliments. I was on a car trip the other day and I was like, I have run out of things to talk about. please give me a list of things to talk about.
Seriously, I mean, this is the beauty of the internet, is it can help you.
Yeah.
Hot take.
It was like, hey sis, I validate that this is an uncomfortable situation, so here's what you guys could talk about.
Right, you're like referencing that your iPad for the outline topic.
Like, so could if you had unlimited funds, where would you travel? He's like, what?
You're like, no, we're in the car. You like travel. That's why like justify where you got the.
If you could get any car in the world, what kind of car would you buy? He's like, you care about cars? I'm like, no, I just care about filling the silence.
All right, guys. Well, you should never feel like your partner hates you or resents you or has contempt towards you. And again, things ebb and flow. We all have like ups and downs in different seasons. But if this is pervasive and you've talked to them, it's not changing. I mean, you have your therapy and your third party as an option always, and breakups, always an option.
I think they should both break up with the boyfriends.
These ones?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that they deserve compliments, and I think that they deserve to not be insulted in public, and I think you can do better.
Yeah. The first one I'm more worried about. The second one, the coffee in the morning, that's really nice.
Ashley, okay, pretend you didn't see that. Pretend it wasn't that.
Takes care of things around the house without being asked. Like some women heard that and were like, no, that's not what I need. He takes out the trash.
Somebody else will tell me I'm pretty, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Send a selfie to the group chat. That's how you get your validation. So many people, the internet will tell you you're pretty.
A man
Post
who
it on
can
Instagram.
handle something? Yeah, that's true.
All right, guys. Well, girlsgottaeat.com. Get tickets to our show here in LA on May 7th. Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I am Ash Hess on Instagram and TikTok. Raina is Raina.Greenberg and RainaGreenberg.com for her tour tickets. You can watch full video of the episodes on Spotify and YouTube. Subscribe, share this episode with a friend. Stay safe out there and
Break up with your boyfriends.
yeah, we'll see you Thursday.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.